Shalom. All glorification, honor, and praises are due only unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, along with the bishops and elders who rule well, and salutations to the Bayath Shah Dawadah, which is the house of David, the elect. I'm Shamar Mathur to do a quick hitter, reading out of the book of Micah, the 4th chapter and the 1st verse, and I'm going to get right into it. And it reads, again, the book of Micah, the 4th chapter and the 1st verse. But in the last days it shall come to pass that the mountain of the house of the Lord Yahweh shall be established in the top of the mountains, and it shall be exalted above the hills, and people shall flow unto it. Now the government that's going to be established is the 144,000. Okay, we're in those last days the prophet Micah speaks about. Okay, through the Spirit. Right now, the next rulership in this earth is going to be, again, the 144,000, with Malak Dawadah, King David, sitting on his throne, under the King of Kings and Lord of Lords, Yahweh Shai, and of course, Yahweh, the Heavenly Father. All right, you're going to have the 144,000, okay, judging the 12 tribes of Israel and the nations of the earth. All right, hills and mountains represent governments. All right, hills obviously being smaller governments, and mountains, being greater governments. It's going to be the only government in the earth, okay? A righteous rulership. And this planet desperately needs that. Okay, the reason the people are so sick, okay, and the people are so depressed and the people are so demoralized is because Esau, right, the so-called white man, is in the power seat, okay? When the wicked, like it says in the book of Proverbs, when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. Okay, the earth is all messed up under his rulership, right, under his leadership. Okay, the scriptures also say in Revelation, the 11th chapter, and I believe in verse 18, I destroyed them which destroy the earth. So, it's high time for a change, okay, in rulership. And this is what the men of the Lord, beginning with the apostles, bishops, elders on down, are waiting for, man. Okay, a kingdom wherein dwelleth righteousness, man. All right. Verse 2. And many nations shall come and say, come and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord Yahweh, unto the house of the power of Jacob. Right. Because Yahweh is only the power of the Israelites. And right now, that only pertains to the elect. Okay. The 144,000, of course, from the 12 tribes, and the rest of the remnant, which consists of men, women, and children, believers. Okay. Those men, women, and children among Israel, Yasharallah, who believe the testimony of the prophets. All right. It says, and he will teach us of his ways, right? Because the nations are going to have to learn the law, statutes, commandments. All right. It says, in several places in the Bible, all right, Revelation 2, for example, that the men of the Lord will rule the nations with rods of iron. Okay. The heathen nations are going to have the law, statutes, commandments literally beaten into them, man. All right. What do you do with rods of iron? You beat shit with them. Okay, so the nations, and this disproves what some of these wayward Israelite groups are teaching, that the nations are going to be done away with. No, the nations aren't going to be done away with. They're going to be slaves. They're going to be servants and handmaids in the kingdom. So these dudes, man, these IUIC dudes, these GOCC dudes, they way off, man. All right, the home of the truth is Great Millstone. All right, and Great Millstone's affiliate camps. All right, who come in the right spirit with the right doctrine. All right. It says, and he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths, for the law shall go forth of Zion, and the word of the Lord Yahweh from Jerusalem. And that's, how that those people in the land today are frauds. Okay, those are the bastards dwelling in Ashdod, pursuant to Zechariah chapter 9 and verse 6, I believe. Okay, those aren't the people, man. Them ishes, them small hats, them 1948ers. They're not pushing the laws, statutes, commandments of the Bible throughout this earth. They're forwarding only you know they pushing blasphemy throughout the earth. They're promoting sin, pushing sin throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, that's what's coming out of that land today, and that's why that land has to be cleansed, and it will be cleansed. That land's gonna be set on fire as well. Now it's not gonna burn forever like America is. Okay, but that land has been trodden down of the Gentiles for the last 2,000 years, so it has to be cleansed with fire, and it will be. Okay, now this same almost exact same verbiage can be found in Isaiah the 2nd chapter. All right, this is what's coming to the earth, man. The nations aren't the heathen and unbelievers. They're not going to be underground burning in hell forever. Okay. Now over here in America, all right, 2/3 of you so-called blacks, blacks, Hispanics, and Native American Indians, who are the Lord's chosen people. All right, 2/3 of you are going to be put to death here, have to feel death by pain, and you're going to be in that lake of fire. Okay, for a certain period of time. All right, but eventually, the 2/3 are going to be born again in the kingdom of heaven through the loins of the elect men and be in their right frame of mind. All right. The heathen nations aren't going anywhere. Now, after 1,000 years, Esau, Edom will be eradicated off the face of the earth, but the nations are going to be in subjection. Okay. Again, the heathen nations are getting ready to learn. All right. The ways of the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. All right, this is what's coming. And all the prophets talked about this day that was coming. Zephaniah, Zechariah, Obadiah, Amos, Isaiah, Jeremiah. All the prophets testify to this day when the 144,000 it's like it would rule and reign in this earth, man. Verse 3, and he shall judge among many people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Okay, and that's all that's going on in that land today. War. They're fighting, of course, in Gaza and Lebanon, in the Golan Heights, Syria, okay, etc. All right, war. There's warfare obviously going down in the Ukraine. All right, and there's other places, Iraq. Okay, you got fighting in parts of Iraq. All right, so and all that fighting is spreading. All right, and eventually will turn into a global phenomenon known as World War III. Okay, the third woe that's coming quickly, pursuant to Revelation chapter 11 and 14. Okay. Verse 4. But they shall sit every man under his vine and under his fig tree, and none shall make them afraid. For the mouth of the Lord, Yahweh of hosts, has spoken it. So these are the Lord's words, man. We're just mouthpieces for Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, commissioned, all right, to push this word, okay? To preach this word to the children of Israel, all right? And to the heathen nations as well, all right? So I'm going to cut it off there. Lord willing, you was edified through the Spirit. Today, obviously, we're in the Passover until sundown, as of March 24, 2024. The hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. We got the Feast of the Unleavened Bread, for the next week. All right, so, be cognizant, of your diet. Obviously, you got to avoid leavening agents. And it's pretty simple, just stay away from leaven, certain types of alcohol are kosher, are clean, but, obviously most of your liquors and beers, obviously you can't partake in any of that. All right. Last year I ate a lot of salads. Okay. But you can also, use tortillas, but, all to say, keep watching and keep praying. The Lord's making power moves in this earth. Okay, and he's turning up the heat. So I don't want to rot this out. You be blessed. And until next time, I want to say shalom.